Two Americans, one of British descent, the other a Swede, walk into an airgun store, armed only with their family credit cards and backed up by understanding wives. The Swede, impressed by FX's smooth twist barrel technology, interested in the possibility of shooting multiple calibers from the same platform, and generally enamored of the AR styling and industrial look, orders an FX Impact in .22 caliber. The Brit, impressed with Daystate's computer-controlled firing mechanism, the proven combination of the Walther Lothar barrel and Huggett moderator, as well as the beautiful lines of the stock, chooses an AirWolf MCT. So begins a friendly debate over which rifle is more accurate. Both of these rifles are top-notch and capable of producing impressive groups. It is decided that the guns will be fired off a bag rest, not clamped into a vise or strapped down to a bench rest. The plan for this test, unlike many others of its kind, is to make sure that we are testing the human ability to shoot the gun as opposed to removing any element of human error. Shooting will be conducted indoors at 30 yards. To remove any bias between the shooters shooting their own rifles, a third shooter will be brought in to shoot each of the two guns. The targets shot at 30 yards will be standard Las Vegas style playing cards. The first group of 10 shots will be fired at the center heart on the ace. The second group of shots will be 2 shots at each heart on the 5 of hearts. Both rifles are shooting 18.1 grain .22 caliber JSB pellets. Both are shooting between 8 and 900 feet per second, and both are topped with Hawk scopes. First up is Shooter 1 firing 10 rounds from the Daystate AirWolf MCT. Next up is Shooter 2 with the Daystate AirWolf MCT. Finally, Shooter 3 firing 10 rounds with the Daystate AirWolf. While none of these groups are going to be featured in any of Daystate's marketing material, they are all fairly consistent at an average center-to-center measurement of 0.7 inches. This is Shooter 1 firing 10 rounds at the Ace of Hearts with the FX Impact in .22 caliber. This is Shooter 2 firing 10 rounds at the Ace of Hearts. This is Shooter 3 firing 10 rounds at the Ace of Hearts. Groups with the FX Impact were a little less consistent between the shooters. Shooters 1 and 2 both called a flyer in their groups, but in the end, the center-to-center average group size was 0.7 inches, exactly the same as with the AirWolf MCT. Here you can see side-by-side 10-shot groups for shooter 1, shooter 2, and shooter 3. Based on these results, we would call this part of the test a tie. Next up is the Daystate AirWolf MCT. Each shooter is taking 10 shots at the 5 of hearts. First up is shooter 1. As before, time between the shots has been edited out. Shooter 1 has an average miss of 0.085 inches. Misses have been calculated from the edge of the paper break to the nearest edge of the heart. Here we see shooter 2's 10-shot group with the AirWolf MCT. He shot his group backwards. Shooter 2's group had 6 misses with an average miss of 0.13 inches. Here is shooter 3's group with the AirWolf MCT. Shooter 3 had 2 misses with an average miss of 0.025 inches. Next we will see 10-shot groups from the FX Impact. First up is shooter 1's group. One issue we noted while measuring test results was that some pellets were very close to the target, and until we inserted an unfired pellet, we didn't realize how close they were. When a pellet was inserted and found to break the edge of the heart, it was counted as a hit. Shooter 1 scored 8 hits out of 10 and had an average miss of 0.025 inches. Here we see shooter 2's 10-shot effort with the FX Impact. Shooter 2 had 9 hits out of 10 shots with an average miss of 0.01 inches. Finally, we have shooter 3's 10-round effort. The last round appears to be a miss. However, when a pellet is inserted, it is seen to be a hit. Shooter 3 scores 10 hits out of 10. In each case, when we compare cards between shooters, the FX Impact scores significantly smaller total misses than the Daystate AirWolf MCT. When we look at the 3 AirWolf cards, we see out of 30 shots there was a total of 10 misses, with an average miss being 0.08 inches. Out of 30 shots fired with the FX Impact, there were only 3 misses, and the average miss was 0.012 inches. Both rifles produced relatively equal group sizes, but when we compare the individually aimed shots, the FX Impact in .22 caliber was the clear winner. The differences between the AirWolf and the Impact at 30 yards were quite small. However, we expect that fired at a longer distance, the results would be even more telling.